Hello everyone. I wanted to welcome you all at our masterclass. We call it TikTok Success Recipe. And the recipe consists of 4 key ingredients. So the first one is measurements. The second one is proper setup of the campaigns. The third one is our creatives. And the fourth one is good organic profile. And my name is Paulina. And I'm a client social manager in e-commerce team in Central Europe. I'm based in Warsaw, and I've made a small GIF about myself, but for some reason it's not moving. OK. Anyway, there were photos of me running after that one. And I wanted to start with very good news. So on the August 1st, we launched ads here in Baltics, in Lithuania, Estonia, and Latvia. And we launched a performance auction. And on the 8th of October, so very soon, we are also going to launch the brand auction. And the question to you is, if you've seen ads on TikTok already, you can just put your hands up if you've seen them. OK. Plenty of people. I've already seen some. I was scrolling here through my For You page. And they are pretty good. You have very good creative teams here, I guess. And I wanted to start with effective measurement strategies. So customer journeys are becoming more and more complex. And there are more touch points than ever to leading the users to purchase. And Google launched a study in 2019 claiming that currently the purchase journey consists of 20 to even 500 touch points. And the second big challenge that advertising industry is facing right now is the fact that more time is being spent viewing content instead of clicking. And this is thanks to rise of the video platforms like TikToks, Reels, and Shorts. So right now, measuring complex customer journeys remains one of the biggest challenges of the industry. And on average, across EMEA, only 57% of the users are confident about the ROI measurement. And I feel like we have some small technical problem with the numbers. And the second number said it was like, I think 60% of the revenue is being misattributed when we are using a pixel-based measurement. And the key reason behind the misattribution is traditional, but yet pretty outdated last-click measurement. So the last-click measurement is missing the value of a lot of touch points along the way, mainly activities based on impressions. So if someone views the ads, it won't be shown with last-click measurement. And let's have a look at the typical user journey to the purchase. So our user wants to buy a new sneakers. And the first thing they do is they watch organic content on TikTok. Then they are seeing the ads, so the paid media on TikTok. Later, they engage with a remarketing ad on Instagram. And in the last step, they are researching the prices and colors at Google. And there they are completing the purchase. So the question remains, which platforms deserves a credit for the purchase here? And I wanted to share here the quote from Les Binet, which I think is a good answer to the last question. So the idea that one channel can be given a credit for a given lead or sale is nearly always nonsense. Each sale is usually the combined result of multiple channels working together, often over a period of months or even years. And over 70% of all conversion attributed to TikTok by users themselves are unfortunately missed by last-click attribution models. And over a decade ago, Nielsen proved in their study that click-through rate didn't demonstrate a significant correlation with return on investment. And I really recommend you to just Google this, this research piece because it's a very good one. So if not clicks, can views alone drive business outcomes? And the answer to this question is yes. Nike's Dream Crazy ad, it was a TV ad, caused a 31% increase in sales over just the 3 days. And TikTok is also a unique creative video platform where views are engaging and leading to action. So TikTok, I just wanted to say to you that this number is not just 2% and 1%, as you can see on the slide, but actually over 60% of TikTok users have made a purchase either directly on TikTok or online after seeing the ad at TikTok. And majority of them are delaying visits to the advertiser website or apps instead of disrupting content browsing. So they have in mind this idea and this intention for purchase, but they just want to stay focused on the content they're watching right now. That's not the slide I wanted to show. So to measure the user decision journey and unpack the full impact of TikTok, use our effective measurement principles that drive business outcomes no matter what sales channel. And here are our effective measurement principles. It's a bit like a solar system because all of them are interconnected. And there is also a rocket, and the rocket is the advertiser who is just going around the solar system trying to find the answer, what's the perfect setup, and where they should invest their money. So the first principle of effective measurement is having robust data connection. The second one is understanding incrementality. The third one is cross-channel comparison. And the fourth one is calibration across solutions. But before that, I wanted to mention that there is no one-size-fits-all strategy. And you have to adapt all of your principles to your business needs and your business objectives, yet they are extremely helpful in achieving the success with your advertising. So the first effective measurement principle is having a robust data connection. And to have those, we recommend you to enable both TikTok Pixel and even the API with advanced matching. And with this kind of setup, you will be future-proof for all of the changes that can come within advertising ecosystem. Like, for example, deprecation of cookies. We know that it didn't happen in the end, but all of us were expecting that. And what's the second advantage of Pixel and Events API? We saw that our advertisers have 90% more recorded events and 15% lower CPA. The second principle of effective measurement is layering incrementality to evaluate the full impact. So incrementality tests are extremely helpful while making decisions. And we recommend to do as many experiments as you can, where you are splitting the audience for the user that didn't see the ads and the ones that saw the ads. And out of those, you can create a scientific hypothesis and understand if media spending resulted in outcomes that would not have occurred otherwise. And here is the quote, this time from Harvard Business Review. So an advertiser that ran 15 experiments versus none in a given year sees about a 30% higher ad performance that year. So I strongly encourage you to just play a bit a scientist and experiment. The third principle of effective measurement is uncovering impact across channels. And we can do it with the help of, for example, multi-touch attribution, which looks at all of the touch points across the consumer journey and gives all of them a fractional credit. But if you want to have more bird's eye view on your ads performance and close those gaps that will be left by multi-touch attribution, you can run media mix modeling study to see the whole picture. And what is the difference in media mix modeling? So right now, it's nothing that you may remember. Right now, modern MMMs includes subscription-based elements, so it's not just a one-off project repeated annually. They're very much automated. You don't need that much of historical data to create an initial model. They can be always on, running somewhere in the background. They can provide you a comparison to multi-touch attribution and last-click models. They have detailed, actionable results, and they are simply faster. So what questions can media mix modeling and multi-touch attribution help us answer? So the first one is, what was the estimated ROAS for every channel in our mix? At what exact point does channel spend reach a point of diminishing returns? You can find this very cool feature in a multi-touch attribution model that one of our partners, Phosphai, is having. And the third one is, what synergies and also antergies exist between different marketing channels? Are they working together well, or maybe they are not? And how should we distribute marketing budget for optimal performance? And the last point is calibrating across solutions to achieve the truer ROI. So what we recommend is the continuous iteration and test and learn approach, because this is the only thing that will bring you closer to more realistic marketing ROI and uncover opportunities for growth. And here are the three key takeaways. The first one is that you should go beyond last click to get ahead of the evolving media landscape. The second one is that you should measure TikTok as a unique, creative video platform where views engage and lead to action. The third one, and the last one, is that you should embrace effective measurement principles that drive business outcomes no matter what sales channel. And this is the quote I would like to end measurement part with. Your performance is only as strong as your measurement. And now it's the second part. So I wanted to show you how to set up web campaigns and how to optimize them and what solution do we actually have for e-commerce. So for e-commerce, we have the web traffic campaigns, which you can optimize for clicks, and it will help you find users who will click on your ads. We have landing page view optimization, which finds users who click and remain in session until the page loads. We have web conversion campaigns with conversion optimization, which could be manual, or you can use for that purpose our smart performance campaign, which are a bit more automated. And thanks to that, you will be able to find the users who are likely to take a specific action on your website. And the last web conversion optimization type, it's value-based optimization. And with value-based optimization, you can find the users who are likely to take action on your website at highest value. And the last format, which is unfortunately not yet available here in Lithuania, but we hope that it will be soon, are video shopping ads, thanks to which you can maximize sales with personalized product recommendations to the users. And this enables TikTok to help brands completing the consumer journey from discovery purchase. And here are some, I believe, interesting stats. So 44% of TikTok users want branded content to be fun and entertaining. 1.23 times more are TikTok users more likely to be the first to know about the new products and trends. They are trying to always be on top and know what new is coming. 55.8% of TikTok users discover new brands and products on the platform. And moving to the later stages of the purchase process. So 67% use TikTok for product reviews to narrow down shopping decision. 2/3 of them are likely to buy something while using TikTok. And one in four users posted showing off of the products after they bought it. This one. And now I wanted to go more to the practical stuff, so key auction levers to drive the performance. And I will cover the first 3 points, and the last one will go to Adriana. So we recommend you to set up your targeting in this exact way. So start with retargeting. Leverage a variety of your own data sources, like, for example, customer files or website or in-app actions, to re-engage with your customers. Then go just a step further and minimally expand your audience, adding users that are most like your original audience, with the goal of improving campaign performance. We have the option of audience expansion when you're setting up the campaign. I recommend you to use this one. And the third level of the expansion is enabling you to reach the new prospects and leads who are similar to your existing customers by creating lookalike audiences. And when you are totally new to TikTok, obviously you don't have much data gathered about your customers from TikTok. So we recommend you to start your first campaign with use of customer file audience as a lookalike when you are launching activity and you do not have insights or engaged users based on the platform. In the second, more mature phase, we recommend you to use engagement from the campaigns, like, for example, users who clicked, users who left the leads, and layer on lookalikes in a second campaign to simply increase their reach. And in the last phase, when you already have pretty mature audience, we recommend you to refresh it. So use customer file, custom segment with data of converted users to simply run loyalty and retention campaign and make those users simply stay with you. The second point is measure and test and learn. So we recommend you to consistently run split tests. The first step of running successful tests is simply planning. The second step is setting up a split test in our ads manager. And the third point, the last step, is measuring your results with appropriate measurement tools, like, for example, post-purchase service, conversion lifts, multi-touch attribution, or MMMs. Let me grab some water. So how to maximize the value of testing? If you don't want to run instantly with the split test, you can start with your baseline regular campaign and compare all newly launched campaigns to the original one. The second thing is appropriate timing. So run each test for 2 to 3 weeks. And make sure that you will gather at least 50 conversions, because only after that your ad group would be fully mature and would be past the learning phase. The second thing is to let algorithm lead the way. We recommend you to test our automation solution, like, for example, maximum delivery bidding, automatic targeting, and CBO. And be creative. Unexpected variations might show the best performance, so try to experiment. Try to, for example, put together different targeting settings, different interests, different behaviors, different bidding, different caps in cost cap ad groups. And the last point is keep track of results in the tracker to not miss anything and have all of the performance data and test results in one place. And the last point is value optimization, because this is our flagship product to optimize your ROAS. Value optimization will not just look for the people who are more likely to take a purchase action, but also with the higher value per purchase. And we have two different optimization goals. So the first one is highest value. TikTok ad system with this bidding aims to spend the budget and bid for the highest possible purchase value. It gives you a flexible ROAS delivery, stable spend, so you will be sure that whole budget would be utilized, and higher learning phase pass rate. And the second type of optimization inside this value optimization umbrella is minimum ROAS. So TikTok ad system with minimum ROAS bidding tries to meet your target ROAS bid. It gives you way more control over your ROAS, stable delivery, but flexible spend. And what is very important about the minimum ROAS bidding, we recommend you to start with slightly lower ROAS that you are aiming for, like 0.8 of your actual ROAS in the first 7 days of running the campaign to simply smoothly pass the learning phase and get to the point of stable delivery. And here I wanted to show you 3 different scenarios in which you can use those bidding methods. So option A is to use the highest value to pass the learning phase faster. And in this case, you will have a guarantee of spend majority of the budget. And you would be able to maximize your revenue from the specific campaign. The second option is using minimum ROAS, but always making sure that you are starting with minimum ROAS, as I said before, 0.8 preferably. And this way you will pass the learning phase faster and get to this stable delivery point. And then once the goal is reached, you should start scaling and increase your minimum ROAS goal. And the option C is the mix of both bidding methods, so 7:3 budget ratio between highest value and minimum ROAS, so 70% for highest value and 30% for minimum ROAS. When budget is strategically split between ad groups, advertiser can benefit from scale with highest value and retain a good ROAS thanks to minimum ROAS goal. And how to effectively scale campaign budget on TikTok. So we don't recommend you to increase your budget for over 50% a day. So if you want to increase your budget by 100%, we recommend to do it by 50% on the first day and then 33% on the second day. And you may be wondering why. If you scale by more than 50%, you're risking re-entering the learning phase, and most likely you will get higher CPA fluctuations. And 65% of the advertisers who scale budgets 50% in one day are 65% more likely to see the CPA spikes. And in case that you need to scale by over 100% or need to scale like really ASAP, rather than setting a very large amount as a daily budget in one ad group, allocate the budget to different ad groups and upload different creatives to each ad and group. And that's all from me for now. You can scan this QR code, and it will lead you to our one-pager when you can find all of the best practices for web advertisers. And now it's a question time. So I have 2 questions for you, and we have some pretty cool prizes. So the first question is, do you remember what are our measurement principles? There were 4 of them. Anyone? You can just raise your hands. OK, so anyone recalls maybe 3 of them? Someone? 3? No one. At least 2. At least one measurement principle. Like, there was this slide with those planets, anything. It doesn't have to be like very detailed. Yeah? Yeah, calibration between different channels. That's true. And we have some cool prize. And this question, I hope it would be, yeah? Yeah, but unfortunately, you were the second. But thank you for reminding that to, I guess, everyone around you. And my second question to you is, do you remember what 2 types of optimization we have under value optimization umbrella? I was showing this on the slides very, very recently. There are like 2 bidding methods, or at least one. Yeah, that's the one of them. Highest value and yes. Oh, I'm sorry. So
That's
yeah,
my time then.
it's time for Adriana. This would be more creative part, definitely.
Thanks a lot. You have to give me a clicker as well. And I hope the presentation works too, so keep fingers crossed. So, hi everyone. Now we'll go to more creative part. Oh, I need to move somewhere else because there is a lot of light here. I don't want to cover your screen, so I'll move around. I'm Client Solution Manager, just as Paulina, and just as in Paulina's presentation, the picture doesn't work. So just for heads up, there was me and the horse. That's it. I'll be here for you here, presenting the creative part, and you might think, like, what's the difference? We are both Client Solutions Manager for e-commerce team in Central Europe. But my interest in TikTok is more on the creative part. I do like organic part, so if any one of you is interested, and by the way, to know my audience, who is creating content here? Any one of you? Okay, so I've got some experience here, so I'll try to give clues as well how to create organic content, but as well content for your brand, for paid ads, that it converts. So let's go to creative codes. So here are the 6 secrets to help you decode TikTok, basically, and how you can convert your creativity. So let's look at the statistic in the beginning. So plus 20% of users are more likely to be sole focused while using TikTok versus other platforms. And what does it mean for you, for me, and maybe for you as well? Nobody likes to wait till you skip the button, right? Like when you have the ads and you actually have to wait through the ad, your mind is thinking, oh my God, I just want to click the skip button. In TikTok, you can click the skip button anytime. You can also just scroll to the next video that you see. Almost 4 times users are more likely to watch what's suggested to them compared to video streaming platforms, and as much as 83% find TikTok first ads to be creative. So, of course, here the ads are to entertain rather than interrupt. So we don't want our ads to, be us waiting till we can skip this button finally. We want ads to entertain us, engage us, make us happy as well, and give us a feeling that we maybe contribute or we are participating in some kind of action in those creatives. So 70% of users are more likely to say they want to see more content like the entertaining ads on TikTok in the future versus other platforms, streaming platforms. I think that number speaks for itself. So which in turn makes us super effective. So a bit of more stats and then we'll deep dive into the creative part and structure of the narratives and structure of the creatives itself. 50% are more likely to have immediately bought something that they discovered on the platform, and 1 in 3 users have bought on a product that they've seen on TikTok. And hands up here if any of you have bought a product that you saw on TikTok. Okay, and on some kind of any other platform? Okay, quite a bit more. So we need to work out that more, right? Recently, I have bought, to be honest, myself a DJ kit, like starting DJ kit. I was heavily influenced by TikTok. You know, it was not even an ad, but I'm sure it was a paid sponsorship. 31% are more likely to have convinced a friend, family member, colleague to buy a product that they saw on TikTok. And I think you can feel that by yourself as well. Like if you look around and ask maybe your friends like, oh, have you seen that? Or have you seen that product that was on TikTok? Like daddy scrub or maybe pink powder, you know, pink stuff. I think we all pretty much know those products. So how do you harness TikTok creativity? So 6 secrets that I told you before that we'll focus on. So we'll focus on being TikTok first. On trends, we'll also talk about how the trends are seen as us, maybe perceived as us by TikTok. You know, how do they structure as well? Production, so how to use your space, structure, how to actually make the structure of the creative to make you convert. And stimulation, because without stimulation, I think the dropout rate in our ads will be after first or second. And of course, sound, that is mandatory and crucial to TikTok. So let's start with TikTok first, so fit in to stand out. I like this quote a lot because basically it tells you that firstly, you need to adapt, you can adapt rather than adapt. So TikTok first ads grab attention. They drive outcomes and actions as well. So how do we make our TikTok first ads actually? So if you look here on this ad and on the post that we have go lo-fi, avoid glossiness. I don't like this description. It tells me nothing. Basically, it tells me like, okay, don't be glossiness. What does it mean? So it means that we don't have to overproduce. TikTok is as easy as, you know, having your phone in your hand and your face in camera or any kind of person or any kind of product that you want to show. So don't be like Guess or Gucci. Don't be like a luxury brand. Unless you are a luxury brand, of course, you don't have to be, you know, glossy with your ads. It doesn't have to be 4K. It just have to be phone in your hand. Go 9:16. So it does mean that it has to be vertical. Of course, you might have seen horizontal videos on TikTok as well, but we do like them vertically. It's easier for the user to, you know, read. There is more space on the screen as well. As you can see here on this ad, there is clear face in the safe zone and as well the subtitle, let's say a hook in the safe zone as well. Feature people, of course, having people featured, like creators, employees, it will give you more brand authenticity. So if you don't have an idea, and this is especially goes for organic, if you don't have idea how to structure your organic, feature the real company. So, you know, use real employees, play around with the font, play around with the trends, play around with your colleagues, and create a video for your company to show actually really authentic you. And as well, of course, leverage the sound. So sound is crucial at TikTok, and I will talk about this a bit later, what types of sound we can have. And of course, another type of creative is creator-made. Some of you that you have experience maybe with TikTok already, like Paulina said, in campaigns, we have something called Spark ads. So here is when you do actually a Spark ad and push it into the paid ad. So it can be a creator, like let's say, I don't know, John Travolta, let's say, I had no other idea. That could be in Dr. Mantes, and we actually can push John Travolta into the campaign from his organic account. I see my team is laughing at me, so I'm sorry for that. I couldn't come up with anything else. But basically, if you are working with creator, provide a clear brief, trust them to create a content in their style as well, allow the humanization of your brand and product, and I think everybody will agree here with me that this is very important right now in the times of AI, everything is AI. And of course, it doesn't mean that AI is bad. We can use it, especially if we don't have the resources, but make the content humanized. We are human, we want to watch real emotion, real suspense, we want to feel the creative instead of, having like a robotic voice talking to us. And be open and transparent about expectation and ownership of a content with creator. So, if you can adapt, like I said before. So, it doesn't mean that with creative TikToks, I also often hear from clients, okay, but creatives for TikTok, we will not have so many, we'll have one or two, because it's hard to create them. It's time consuming, we don't have a team, we don't have a special creative strategist maybe. So it's not that hard, right? First of all, we have just a phone and us, and that is all we need, to be honest, and a working microphone in the phone. But we can also adapt a lot of things that are already existing, and we can be also creative with that. I think everybody of you knows quick fire stitches. Stitches? Yes, they are called stitches. They look insane, actually, when you look around, like outside, kids doing it. But it is oddly satisfying to watch. It is very clean to watch, and it will trick your user actually into watching your ad more, because they are curious what will gonna happen. Transition and edits. So something that I recommend to my clients as much is, having just, like example of transition, the easiest one that you can do also with your hand and a phone only. Covering camera with the hand, then uncovering, showcasing either yourself or maybe somebody else, or your product actually, or something that you have done. Then covering up again your camera with the hand, and as well showcasing yourself or brand, but maybe in somewhere else, in some other background, right? So something as easy as that. Native overlays. So what does it mean? It means that we want text as well. We want some guidance on the creative. So actually, our user get guidance what they need to do, what they need to purchase, where they need to look, and why they have to spend time on your creative. So this will be a hook, and I'll talk about it in a second. First, let's understand trends. I think for many of you that might be interesting how as well TikTok sees trends. So types of trends. We have moments, signals, and forces. I'll start with moments, and I'll try to give you examples. I hope maybe some of you will know it. So moments are lasting from days to weeks, and signals from months to years. Right now on the platform we have a trend. I don't know if any of you knows the Sade singer, that is British singer. She has a song that goes "Hungry for Life." She sings in the song "Hungry for Life." I see one person nodding. Oh yes, great. Basically, that is the trend of having two pictures, so even not a video, right? This is carousel, simple carousel. You take a first picture of yourself, of something that you like, you write "hungry for," then you take second picture, you write "life," and you write around you, or it is the best when it's a person. You write around a cloud of words that you are hungry for life. It can be, spending time more family, buying a car, buying a house, having a garden, etc. So this will be something that could be a moment or a signal. If you see it like few times during, I don't know, maybe, or you've seen it one or two times, and you see that it has like around 20K of creations of videos, that would be a signal that something is developing slowly. Once you've seen it already a few times during the months, like I did with that trend, that means that it's already developed and is going into signals. And forces you might know the best. So force would be actually, like we had a song, My Money Don't Jiggle Jiggle. I think everybody knows that from somewhere. This song actually had around 4 million videos creations. So under the song, there are 4 million created videos. And even Shakira was dancing to that song. You know, there was a specific dance to it, and also some TikTok dances that you might know, but let's not focus on that. Also, if you have been before to my colleague's presentation, she was presenting, you know, very demure, very mindful. That is always a force. So something that is bigger already and is going into cultural references. So maybe in radio, maybe in TV, or maybe you will see the kids dancing it on the street, basically. So how to access a trend and how to find them? Of course, the easiest and the most obvious way is, you know, scroll FYP, but it's time consuming if you are, of course, a brand and maybe you are not resourceful enough with people, then you will not spend time on scrolling, right? But if you want to, what I would recommend if you want to be a little bit faster, like positioning your TikTok, so, you know, searching for hashtags that you would like to see, your brand would like to be developed on. So something that is in your community, searching for hashtags, it will definitely help your TikTok to be positioned like in 15 minutes. Searching for hashtags, the same. You can also do that on the Creative Center. I do recommend the website, shortened website URL, that is www.trendstiktok.com. And use Creative Center, that's what I said, engage with the community as well. So for example, if you are a brand that is trying to develop the organic presence, definitely comment on every video that you see and that you like, of course, that resonates with your brand identity. Later on, you would like to establish brand product relevance, so you can do it in a behavioral way, cultural way, psychological, and emotional. And at the very end, you are left with choosing a narrative. So what's a trend hook, choosing a narrative structure that we will talk about in a minute, and deciding on product placement, such as if it's an organic video or if it's an organic video that will be reused in campaigns like a Spark Ads, or is it a completely video made for creative, for campaigns. So, you know, to identify trends, isolate your word and iterate a context. We'll skip to the next part, so actually to the principles that I wanted to focus on. As well, I don't want to use your energy because it's the last session, so I'll try to be quick and focus as much on the most important parts. So production principles. So of course we talked already about shooting vertical and being high resolution, so, you know, avoiding glossiness, but this is the most important. So I wanted to say you more about high resolution. So high resolution means 720p for TikTok. That will be the lowest one, and I think that is like right now the standard that you will have in your phones. But if you have some resources that you are, let's say, creating your content in 4Ks or even more, like on your cameras, and you want to export that, I would recommend then our sister app, which is CapCut. Then you can just, you know, compress the video to 1080p, and that will be also the preferable version of TikTok. Basically, TikTok app, I think, used to sometimes compress the video, so that was a pinpoint for many clients as well, that they have seen their videos, and then later on they were asking, oh, but we shoot very nice video in 4K, you know, it's like perfect in shape, and later on it was pixelized in TikTok. Right now it doesn't happen as well from my testing, but if you, of course, plan on having a higher quality, I would recommend CapCut and then compressing it, you know, setting it in the settings. And safe space. Unfortunately, I don't know why the GIFs are not working in this presentation, so I'll show you from this side. The safe space is a very important element, actually, of the creative. So it will be around here till the following and the For You titles, and it will not be on the buttons that you can see here. So safe space is a bit about, you know, having a transparent creative and having clear visibility for user. Because if you are, again, let's say putting some subtitles here and they are still up to here, of course, the few last letters, it will be covered, right? So it is not nice to watch. Also, the video, it loses its own quality. And as well, what often clients do, they put the hook under the following and for you. Like, you cannot see that. You cannot read it, right? Also, if you are a brand and you want to put your logo in, what often clients do is putting the logo somewhere here, and here is the most important part, call to action button, which actually makes users convert, and this is your most important part of the creative. So be structure, be production principled, just to have this structure and have always clear videos that will make sure that you convert. Fourth principle is structure. As I was saying before, we'll talk a bit more. So of course, we are focusing on hook, so creating the anticipation. Then we are using body, rewarding the user attention, and close set the intention, and this is the part that I was mentioning. The call to action button should happen, or call to action subtitle. It can be also overlaid. So for example, for those of you who doesn't know call to action, because I'm speaking with the shortcuts, it's download now, buy now, add to cart, save it, etc., etc. So something that calls to action, that user has to perform certain action, basically. There is no other word for it. So how to create a hook? Oh, okay, we got it. So the importance of hooks is, that they are make or break. So either you stay with the user and you let the user be in your creative, let the user convert, or the user will simply drop out. Later on in the presentation, you will see the graph that many of you, if you are working with TikTok Organic, you will see it in TikTok Analytics in your organic profile. But the hook basically should last up to second. If you have a bit longer video, that is the video that we are focusing on up to 50 seconds. Basically, we have length formats here, 15 seconds, 60 seconds, and 3 minutes, that right now in most of the countries is 10 minutes. So of course, if you have the longer video, let the hook, especially if the hook is long, let the hook be a bit longer, but it is important that is from 0 second to either third or even sometimes 4. But for the shorter videos, we do recommend second. Later on, we are going to content value propositions. So, just having the value proposition for the user. So why they need to watch this? Why they need to watch this creative more? And later on, we deliver the call to action and latest part of narrative that I will speak about more in a while. So from hook types, we have quite a lot. And mind you, hook doesn't have to be only a text. It doesn't have to be POV, I've done something, or look at me going at my, donkey or whatever. It doesn't have to be a question. It doesn't have to be an overlay. It can be also a sound, a text. It can be also ASMR sound, so a different sound, not only music. It can be also visual, so like transitions like we saw before, etc. But from hook types, you can have as well suspense. So for example, telling already interesting story very fastly and then breaking. So you make user interested and you make them stay on your story to know the latest part. You can use the surprise. So for brands, I have seen there was also trending for some time, having, like a surprise for the employees in the company, or having surprise like your mother with the present and actually showing the real emotions of unboxing the present. And as well, if we are speaking about emotions, of course, this will give you definitely a lift in awareness. You can also brand your hooks. So once you are testing some kind of hooks, and I do recommend for you, either for hooks, for research, a Symphony AI Assistant that is available on Creative Center. I'll give you all the links later on in the presentation, and as well you will have the PDF that you can download. Later on, once you test it out, so you have few hooks chosen, you can also use hook and products. So choose the perfect hook, and as well showcase the product, test and learn how like product proposition works out for your creative. So showing your product in many ways, not only from up or from the bottom, or just putting it on the, I don't know, on the table and that's it. Try different methods. And as well, later on, once you test those, use hook and brand. So your branding, so actually your logo, maybe your branding colors. Let me tell you examples, Ryanair, Duolingo, our favorite brands in TikTok, I think. If you go to their profiles, you can see the colors, you can see the branding elements present, the mascots, the type of the comedy that they do. You already recognize that. So of course, use it in your creatives and test it out for yourself as well. So let's deliver to your story. So how the narrative structures are created. We can have narrative structures like reveal moments. So ahas, that's something that tricks you and you want to see more what's happened there because you are curious. Maybe they will give you some facts. They are perfect for transition, before and after, transformations, and oddly satisfying. We can have as well problem solution. So problem to resolution narrative. Adopt it when or with tutorials, challenges, and parody. And the journey, which is, evolving users more emotionally in your creative. So description, complex weaving stories, and adopt it using guides, episodic content, news, and coverage. And this is the slide I was telling you before. So if you go to your Google Analytics, TikTok Analytics, not Google Analytics, or reports in TikTok Ads Manager, then you will see that here we have a hook, and that is where the most of the interest happen. To be honest, don't believe this yellow line. It will not happen like that mostly, especially if we are organic. I will be totally honest with you. It will always go down or be here like in the middle. But it is completely fine. Most of the users will just stay at the hook. But for you, this is make it or break it, to leave as much as possible user and convince them to watch your video further. Then you can have aha moments and, of course, those narrative flows and, go to resolution. So using messaging guide to guide your audience and what it means in practice as well. I don't like this slide, so I will not spend it much about it. It's very informative, so if you like descriptions and, more studies, more numbers, then feel free to take a screenshot or like a picture, basically. But we have hook, body, and close. So right now, I'll focus on that. So fifth principle is stimulation. So how do we actually deliver the narrative and the structure, the main structure that is body in our creative? And we can stimulate our users by using music. So fast-paced music that is very common for TikTok, This is boosting neuroactivity and as well add memorability. So I don't know if you recall from your childhood or from your life in general, some ads like, I don't know, some shoes ads or maybe some ads of snacks that had a typical music in TV and you remember it till now, right? It works like that with TikTok, but you can use any song for your brand, especially if it comes to organic, to work like that for you. We can have transitions, so of course it will increase the chance of making an impression on the user. So, this is something that you think, oh, how did they do that, right? It looks so easy, oh, maybe I can try it. But it is not, in fact, that easy. What I would recommend more is movement. And here I would like to give you an example. So if, I hope I'm not doing that in my presentation, but if I would speak like that all the time, probably you would lose your attention span in a minute. Like, I did not do any notation. The same goes for movement, right? So what does it mean? If we are, let's say, recording here a video and we are just like that, and we are standing, we are changing the clothes from time to time, there is this transition, we jump, there is another blues, t-shirt, trousers, whatever, but we are still in the same corner, we'll use the user, like, you are just doing the same, you are just doing that, okay. This we already know from TikTok, like 2 years ago it was popular and it was fine. Right now we need to a bit, step up to the game. So what you can do still, instead of staying in the one corner, just move around a bit, change the position here and there. and it will create more movements. So once you actually hit a user with transition, you impress them, and then you have another 10 seconds of your video. Let's say that you have a longer video, you need to still interest them with something. So you need more movement to actually let the user stay on your creative. You can as well use text to sustain high engagement. I would recommend it a lot. From my personal testing, what I can recommend you for now, I don't know if that works in any other countries or like, in Lithuania or in Baltics in general, or maybe it's just Poland. But for example, if you don't have any idea for your creative, but you have one video in your camera roll, you can add full screen of text. So let's take it that this is our creative screen, right? There are the buttons that I was showing you before. And here is the creative. Let's say you are in the park, there is some dogs, etc. And you put a text like this one, but even longer. So the user has to stay and read your creative, because they will be simply curious what is written on this long text that, okay, I need to read it. I need to read it for some time. And believe me, once you try that on yourself, like if you see this creative, it takes like 2 or 3 seconds to actually read even first 3 sentences. It is not that fast. We are fast readers, but we are not that fast if there is a lot of column on the text. So I do recommend that overlays, but also use it as normal overlays. So, pinpointing something in your video, like, okay, here is something, here is the product, here is how the box looks, here is how to order, here is where the discount code, which you can put in our website in this place. Emojis. If you have a person narrating your video, so for example, there is one person that is speaking, like me right now, and I would stand here as well and be speaking to camera. Maybe I do some, gestures and so on. But I do recommend if there is, let's say, a wider context of the video, supporting it with an emoji, maybe a heart or something. So actually indicate users to your, emotions, real emotions, and a bit humanize the content. Also, what I do recommend, if you are a CapCut user, then sound effects with emoji, so a little pop out sound, like, just pop an emoji, that will definitely take more of the user attention. And of course, branding. So increased brand visibility and memorability will help if you have your branding present in your ads. So, having logo posted in your picture somewhere, maybe not all the creative, but, somewhere in the corner, it is very important for your brand to show. And what are the attention triggers, and why I was spending on the slide so much? So you see the hook right now here. Later, the music kicks in. So it's like about a second or first second where actually our brain notices, oh, there is music playing. Either I like it or not. Both are fine. If the user doesn't like it, but they like the video, it's completely fine, they will stay. If they don't like the music and the video, then we are in a worse situation, but that rarely happens. Later, we have a product, scene change. So, of course, that can be a transition or something else. You can see also here transition and scene change again, so maybe changing clothes. If you are e-commerce for a brand clothing, etc., you can showcase your products and change those products in those moments. Later on, you hit with another scene change, and the most important, resolution change. So showcasing the value. It's a pity that we don't have a GIF, because it's like a cooking video, Can we make somehow the GIFs? No, okay. Okay. I'll describe it to you then. It's a video of guy cooking simply, but there is a product, right? They want us to buy the product that I think it's vegan. Yes, it's vegan. They want us to buy the product, but the vegan home-cooked meal, they are not looking so nicely. Like, it's just a package, right? So there is not so much value. So the value here in this creative was showing how it's easy to do it, and showing also the user that they can use additional ingredients, and later on showcasing them this product as like a bowl of salves. I don't know if bowls, I think in Lithuania the bowls are also popular. So, having a bowl, nicely cut vegetables, then a sauce put in the middle, and that was the resolution scene of the video. And at the end, of course, call to action button. If you are more creative, you can add also a second hook. So for example, you see how that was easy? Question mark, then hit them with the call to action button, so download now, save for later, etc. I hope the video will work here. I wanted to show you the case study, and if you are a good reader and you have a good eyesight, you will see that it's from 2021. So like, what is she showing to us, right? Old case study. But I have my superior motive, so let me play and let's see if the video will work. I hope. No. No. Can we play the video somehow? No, again, no. Okay, then I will describe it to you. I don't know what happened because our presentation worked, so something has broken. But let me describe. It was the same example that I was describing to you before. So there was a guy, this brand actually had really nice result, but still, remember, that was in 2021. There was a guy in a gray t-shirt, just like me, changing his trousers. He was jumping, he was doing some movements like that, and then the clothes were changing. There was a hook at the end, so there was something like, oh, how to choose multiple outfits for your workplace, or something like that. Okay, quite good. It was like 1 to 2 seconds, very quickly. But if you are a user and you are scrolling, you will notice that, believe me. He was jumping around, and that's it. There was just a change of clothes, right? So what I wanted to tell you that actually you can use movements. He was standing in one corner. You can imagine the corner like here, a white wall, the mirror behind him. The guy was itself, just a normal guy. The clothes were also, not very colorful. They were rather normal, basic clothes. So there was nothing that could catch eye of a user. So what I would recommend in this case, having structure more built up than this, because it was just a simple transition, and it's okay, but there has to be something additional that interests the user, and there has to be some little movement. So for example, a slow camera zoom that is easily done in either CapCut or TikTok. This is very interesting because even you as a user, you don't notice it, that slowly it is zooming to the face. But it's making us more interested, like, oh, what is she saying? Okay, I can see more, etc. And there was no, at this video, there was no hook, either second hook or resolution part at the end. Of course, the resolution part, that it was an ad, and at the bottom of the screen, so here, when you saw before, there was a call to action button that was automatically uploaded in TikTok Ads Manager, but there was nothing on the screen. You could give additional, like, buy it now. Here is the discount code. Sixth principle is sound. So right now, I'll get back to stats a bit to have the background for the sound. And we are also close to the closing of the presentation. So I'll make a little sum up for you too. 50% of TikTok users say music makes content more uplifting, energizing, and entertaining. 55% lived in communicating new information using TikTok sound on solution. 73% of users would stop and look at sound on TikTok ads. So at sound, not at the video. It means that they will go to the sound and check out the sound, which means that either the popular forces that are training will get more videos like with the same view, which will be good also for your brand, especially if you're targeting in organic, maybe some community. You want to hit your community. You are looking as a brand to hit the users that they will be interested in your product. Then this will be definitely important for you. And 90% of users say sound is vital to the TikTok experience. So we cannot omit that section, but we can describe it. So how to tune in music? We can have music like, just the normal music, like in radios. So there can be like songs that either from the radio, and I don't know how about you. Also in Poland, this is I did tests on my own. So I was counting how much time it takes from TikTok to get to radio, and it seemed for me that for Poland, it's about 2 weeks. If the artist starts to drop and tease the music, in 1 month, then they drop the release date, then 2 weeks pass, the music is repeated on the videos because the music, the users, they saw it already before, then it lands in the radio in about 2 to 3 weeks. This is very important to the stats I've shown you before, that this is the power of TikTok and power of music in TikTok as well. So the normal music, of course, you can adapt to your video, to complex videos, to trends as well, and it will be connected with the trends. There are also voiceovers, which is also, let's say, a part of music, a sound in TikTok. They will be perfect for guides, how-tos, reviews, commentaries, and narration. And there are also sounds. So sounds like ASMR, you know, clicking something, like, you know, doing that on some kind of box or a product. Demonstration guides, which are very good for e-commerce videos, and candid camera as well. For here, you just have to ensure that the sound is high quality, so I would recommend either a good microphone or having volume change in a TikTok app, or you can use, if you want to make more funny videos, also these cheap microphones, you know, preferably not from China, but from your country of origin, to use as a, you know, nice thing in your video that actually also interests users visually too. And if we are talking about music, we need to remember as well about the part that not music can be used in ads. So this I wanted to remind you quickly. We have a commercial music library for free, completely for free. You can also find it on Creative Center, and you can take any music for your ads from there. But if it comes to, of course, owned original sounds, this I would recommend for TikTok organic only. So how to combat the creative fatigue? Do any of you know what is creative fatigue in any platform? Okay, I see my team doesn't count, so just don't raise your hands. So yeah, creative fatigue happens when we watch the video a lot. So imagine you have the campaign, and your campaign is there for 2 weeks, right? You have the good statistics, you have the good performance from the creative, so you don't want to switch off the creative because it makes great ROAS, great CPA, any kind of other metric that you like, you will not want to switch it off, right? But after some time, it happens that the CPA doubles, CVR looks completely shite, to be honest, and also CTR, it's decreasing, and you have a lot of frequency on your ads. That means that you have ad creative fatigue. So actually, users are quite bored with your creative. Maybe they even report your creative because they are too much, you know, influenced by it. I mean, influenced by seeing it, and they are already tired. So imagine you as a user. We also, as a TikTok, we want to be like a safe and also, like you saw, entertaining place for the user. So we don't want to, you know, put the user through 2 weeks of the same ad every second day or every third day. Buy my products, buy my boxes, buy my boxers. You know, we don't want that, right? So what we can recommend that, you know, refreshing the creatives and how to battle the ad creative fatigue. While you wait, while you face creative fatigue, CTR decrease and CPI increase, this is very important. Upload 2 to 3 new creatives. While you wait for net new video creatives, so you are waiting for your production to finish the creative videos, also make slight tweaks to the existing videos or use carousel ads. So these are the pictures that you can move to test ideas for the new creatives. For that, we have a tool in TikTok Ads Manager. You can also, I think, do it from Creative Center. So actually, you know, the TikTok itself will create a new video out of pictures and the video that you have already provided. Use as well automation solutions such as Smart Performance Campaign and Smart Creative, so it can help you prolong the lifespan of the video. And last but not least, we have a cheat sheet. There is a lot of that slide, so I'll not go through, but feel free to, I see people taking the picture here, so I'll just drop. Feel free to take a picture of it. So, for a reminder, we need to be TikTok first. So understanding TikTok first, what makes brand content unique for TikTok, right? What makes your brand stand out of other brands or TikTok? What is your value of the brand? And this goes for this paid ads, but as well for organic. But if you want to build organic presence, this is the most important part, to be TikTok first. So build the community, be engaged with users. Don't copy the Facebook ads or Reels or the videos with Reels on it. Like, it will just not work. Just be TikTok first. Use hook. So how do you hook your audience? Structure. Choose a narrative structure that best fits your creative idea. Key messaging. What key messages do you need to land? Stimulation. Think about which event triggers you can use to keep and hold attention. Very important throughout the video as well. Sound. What role will sound play? As you remember, in hooks, we were talking that it can be also a hook. Maybe a sound will be a hook in your video, or maybe it will be just a background for somebody speaking, or maybe it will be connected to a trend. And last but not least, productions. So assets, high resolution, frame 960, basic, and we didn't save some, not very basic because many people forget about it, so please don't. And I hope you enjoyed the presentation. There are a few TikTok tools. You don't have to do the picture because you will have a PDF in a second and everything will be linked and written there. But just for a reminder, Creative Center, you can find it also. I do find that URL easier, trends.tiktok.com. You will also go to the trend discovery and you will also go to the Creative Center. Sometimes it needs a login, so if you want to check out the trends or hashtags that are popular in your country, you will have to actually log in, but you can log in with any kind of email, so just register. Search function, FYP, also spend time if you want to build your brand awareness and brand recall. Spend some time to discovering your community. And here are also supporting apps and websites that you can use, like CapCut. I have already talked about this. We have also TikTok Creator Marketplace if you want to work with creators. You have also TikTok Creative Exchange if you need some new videos and a lot of videos, and you are looking for paid ads, then also talk to us. We are happy to tell you more about it. We have also SmartFix if you don't have any new creatives but you want to remix new ones, and commercial music library for music that can be used in ads commercially. Now there is a question time before I give you QR code and we finish off. So I have one gift left. And the question is, how can you battle ad fatigue? And TikTok team cannot respond. How? Sorry. Yes, you need to iterate your ad. And because you have a gift already, I remember, is there any other person that also have some idea? Oh, there is one here. Yeah. 2, 3 more creatives. Yeah, per ad group. Daily can be, but not really. No, per ad group, so 2 to 3 creatives. Okay, so we have the second winner, unless somebody have any other better idea, but I think that's sufficient. Yeah, okay. Yeah, just add 2 to 3 more new creatives to your ad group. The ad group can last for 1 week to 2 weeks. It depends. Look at your metrics as well. But daily, no, you don't have to refresh daily. But that's fine. And here is the QR code. You can scan it, and you will have all the information that was mentioned as well. Okay, we almost got it. Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening and stay with us till the end of the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.